Greetings, diners, and welcome once again to the cooking zone here on the Doomstead Diner. And today we're continuing with our adventure in making a liver pate, which we're going to also can and keep around here, non-refrigerated, off the shelf for, or on the shelf I should say, I'm going to have one on there for 6 months, and then another one for a year, and maybe one more for a year and a half. I mean, if it lasts a year and a half, that is plenty. And I am here with my able assistant. Why don't you wave to the crowd? Who is my sous chef, and she's going to be helping me with this procedure because this is another one that is difficult for a cripple to do on his own. So she's going to be doing the physical aspect of the work. All right, first thing that's going into the food processor is going to be the liver. All right, now I cooked up these livers about a day ago or maybe two. And they've been in the fridge, and I wanted to leave them out for a bit longer to warm up, because they'll blend better if they're warm, but I forgot. So my sous chef is here now. I think that's probably enough. And now we're going to add to that. As you recall, I broke open a package, a 2008 package of Alaska Sausage Company hot sausage, and we're going to add some of that hot sausage to this mixture, about half or so of that collection. Should be enough. Now it looks good. And then we're going to add one boiled egg in there, and that is hard boiled. And then we're going to add a couple of tablespoons or so, maybe 3 or 4 of cream cheese. Not that cream cheese. I just bought that cream cheese. I thought I did. Garbage. Okay, let's try a different box. That was really disgusting. Which happens. And it happens to me more often than most people. These days, I go into stores, into food superstores, and I see something that I like and that I have traditionally liked to eat, or that's on sale and is coming in there at a good price, and I can't stop myself from buying it. And how's that? Oh, see, now we got some cream cheese that looks like we could actually eat it. Which is good news. Now, why don't you use a knife for that? The knife's on the spoon part, if you open it up. Be careful with your fingers. You can open that tin foil up all the way so that you can actually get to cut across the whole thing.
You want full half?
Yeah, a full half is good. Well, actually, cut it down a little bit. Yeah, okay. Let's save some cream cheese for a bagel. Huh. That's good. In goes the cream cheese. And finally, the butter. Now, again, one of the main reasons, you can use the cream cheese knife for that too. One of the main reasons for doing this process is that I got a challenge on the diner from one of my chief dissers and critics that I couldn't can butter, cream cheese, and so forth without giving myself botulism. So I am I'm doing just that. And not only that, I'm adding to it liver and so forth. So there is just rampant opportunity here for microbes to grow inside the canning jar while it is closed up. And who knows, maybe I will die of botulism from this. And now we're replacing it, and as you can see, my able assistant has got a wrist brace on. She took a crash on her snow machine racing over the weekend, and but now she's got one good arm, and both arms are better than mine at the moment. So that's good. All right, here we go. It's time to process. We'll process it probably 30, 40 seconds, something like that, see where we're at, and then we'll probably do some more. The reason for the plastic layer there is mainly just to keep the top part clean so that there isn't so much dishwashing at the end. All right, give it a go. I want to hold it. Okay, you can stop.
Just pulse.
Yeah, let's do some pulsing. Stop. Let me look. Yeah, it looks pretty good. Okay, so the chicken livers are in good shape now, and the next step is to do some canning. Canning jars. Now, these guys are brand spanking new, but I'm going to show you the procedure for sterilizing a canning jar that maybe isn't brand spanking new, and whatnot. But one thing is, it doesn't have to be as sterile as the glassware that I used to do up in the lab, because after this goes in, it's still got to go in the pressure cooker and be boiled under pressure so that all the bacteria, any bacteria that actually does manage to work its way in there, is going to get killed in the canning procedure or in the heating procedure afterwards. So let's get to canning, and you can take the top off of that, and you can start filling up those canning jars. Now, whoa, let's not knock this over.
Perfect.
And I can pitch that. And see, now this is all stuff that would have been nigh impossible for me to do on my own these days, unfortunately. But with the able assistance of my sous chef, no problem. And be careful with your fingers. Try not to touch. Yeah, you can use that spoon. Don't use the knife
Put the
part.
knife away.
Yeah.
That's okay. We'll
No, you can just leave it out, yeah. And do you need me to hold on to that thing while you do that?
No, it's good.
So it doesn't move? And we'll fill up one or two of these canning jars. And you're going to want to fill it up to about where the screws begin, not all the way up to the top. Then push it down, pat it down so it's fairly tightly packed in there. But leave airspace at the top. So we're going to do a couple of these jars on camera, and then I have still another batch of chicken liver to do, which we're going to do off camera and can up, and then it will all go into the pressure cooker, which you see sitting behind it. And that is one of those new Instapots that does multiple things besides cooking, besides canning. It also does slow cooking. It does steaming. You can even saute in it. Basically, it's a one-stop shop that replaces many of the little electric items that you use for cooking. And I highly recommend it, although mine is brand new, but my sous chef also recommends it. She has one. And for this process, this procedure, I needed a canner of some type. But it doesn't have to be like a super duper canner. You know, you can buy really big, expensive ones. This wasn't cheap either. You know, it was $120, $130. But I mean, you know, if you get one of those really big cast aluminum ones that you use outdoors and so forth on a pit fire, those guys run $250. And I just don't need something like that. Okay. All right, we're almost through with canning the second jar. As I said, we'll get the rest of it blended and canned up, and then I'll drop it in the hot pot, whatever they call that thing, and then it goes on the shelf. I'll date it also, so that we know when this stuff went in the can. Okay, you got 2 done, and can you get another one out? Is there another one in there? Is there enough to fill it, I mean?
Not a full one.
Not a full one, no? Okay, then, alright, well, just take what you can out of it and put it in the canning jar. And then we'll make the rest of it and fill it the rest of the way up. Alright, diners, we have to get on to cooking, and you have to get on to whatever it is you do with your day. And that's all to doom. This time until next time, here at the cooking zone of the Doomstead Diner. Later.